your connection in Southern Oregon and Northern California. This is News 10 at noon.
Good afternoon, I'm Molly Trotter. Libby is off today. A suspect now in custody after a SWAT team was called to an apartment on Royal Avenue this morning. That's our top story today at noon. One man is behind bars and another man in a hospital after two roommates got into a fight early this morning. Medford police officers say around 2:45, the 29-year-old victim called 911 saying he was on his way to the hospital and had just been assaulted. Hours after the investigation, officers called in the SWAT team, blocked off the street and evacuated nearby residents.
We always got a plan for the worst, and we wanted to make sure, in case there were shots fired, that the surrounding neighbors would not be put at risk.
Police say the suspect refused to come out of the apartment at first, but is now in custody. The victim is being treated for broken bones and head injuries. This morning, Applegate Fire District 9 crews said they had a rather difficult time reaching a house fire near the 11,000 block of Highway 238 near Jacksonville. Applegate Valley Fire Department says they had a difficult time getting crews to the home because of a bridge. The fire truck could not gain access over the bridge. No one was at home at the time, and the building is a total loss. The cause is still under investigation. In developing stories, a Grants Pass mother is accused of lying to doctors in Portland to get her children medical care they didn't need, which is considered medical child abuse. Kate Parker is now facing 43 counts, and police say the mother of 8 kids lied to doctors and even received donations to help pay for unnecessary medical treatment. Police arrested a transient they believe responsible for a series of burglaries. They spotted Jonathan McDonald driving down Crater Lake Avenue Monday night and arrested him on burglary and theft charges. Officers say McDonald burglarized at least 3 local cell phone and computer stores and at least 1 home last month. This morning's Crime Stoppers, the Jackson County Sheriff's Office is asking you to be on the lookout for a stolen tow truck. This dark blue Chevrolet tow truck from White City Recycling on Avenue G. Deputies say someone stole the truck before business opened on Monday morning, and the burglar also took tools, batteries, and other business equipment. Business managers say the burglar may be a disgruntled former employee, but whoever it was, deputies say the suspect broke into the business and knew how to get inside. This week's case number is yesterday's date, 040114. If you've seen this tow truck or have any information on the possible subject of this crime, call Crime Stoppers. Depending on the case and information given, the Road Credit Union will pay up to $1,000 for information, leading to an arrest and filing charges. And as always, you can remain anonymous. In your town, Ashland city leaders voted to pass a limited moratorium medical marijuana dispensary. The vote took place last night, but city councilors reminded people it's not a ban, just a timeout, so the city can figure out the rules. No specific dates have been issued, but the councilors expect the moratorium to last about 3 to 4 months. City leaders say they will give them time to discuss zoning concerns and if they put any restrictions on operation hours. Residents against the decision say this will hurt patients who need medical marijuana.
I have multiple myeloma, which is an incurable bone cancer, and marijuana saved my life.
Several residents for the moratorium say they are not against dispensaries. They feel the moratorium will give the city more time to make sure all concerns regarding the issue are addressed. Meanwhile, in Klamath Falls, next week a first dispensary may open. The city has already approved Better Way Medicinal Alternatives a business license, but say they'll keep a close eye on the shop to see if the state approves the dispensary license. The Community Development Office is checking out zoning and they'll see how many dispensaries the city could sustain under the current regulations. The initial estimate is about 2 or 3. Several cities across Southern Oregon expected to make decisions on dispensaries in the coming weeks. Grants Pass will discuss their stance on the topic today. Next week, Gold Hill, Klamath County, and Central Point will all take a look at a possible 1-year moratorium on medical marijuana dispensaries. What do you think about medical marijuana laws? Like us on News 10 on Facebook and let us know. And we're finally clearing out those clouds and showers. News 10's meteorologist Liz McGiffin is here to tell us how long the sunshine will last. Hey, Liz.
Hey there, Molly, and it is a big difference compared to yesterday. Starting with a look on the satellite and radar, this morning we had a few of those blue specks out there, so a few snowflakes for the basin. Since then, we've been able to clear out the clouds, get rid of any rain or snow, and bring along some comfortable temperatures. Right now, Medford area, 52 degrees is what you're stepping out to. Some mid-40s for Klamath Falls, just 2 degrees shy of 50 right now in Wairika. And Brookings, not feeling too bad yourself. We've got some sunshine and are seeing temperatures at 54 degrees. Over the next couple of days, well, today's going to be the one to go outside and enjoy the sunshine because we're going to start building back in the clouds and even the rain showers as we wrap up the week. Be sure to stay tuned and I'll let you know how much to expect from this batch of rain here in just a bit.
You can keep track of the forecast for your town by heading to our website. Just go to KTVL.com and click on weather. The mental health program for Kairos has a new building on its campus in Grants Pass. News 10's Justin Matthews explains how the building will help treat mental health patients in your town.
Kairos held an open house tonight to show the public its newest building. The program provides intensive mental health services to children, young adults, and their families. The new facility houses a treatment foster care program, offices for community teams who reach out to local students with mental health problems, and administration offices. The inside of the building has colored walls, many windows for natural light, and modern appliances to give off a soothing environment.
If you can reduce stress and anxiety for someone, they can learn better, they can develop better neural pathways. And then we want our interpersonal environment, how we interact with people, everybody who comes in, to also be that way, to be responsive, to be relational, to be relevant, respectful.
Developing the Children's Mental Health Campus is in response to growth and need for mental health services in Rogue Valley and Southern Oregon.
You know, our ability to do this is based on a great deal of collaboration that happens in our local community with the local community mental health programs, with Options, with Jackson County Mental Health, and the great partnerships that we have locally.
Covering your news in Grants Pass, Justin Matthews, News 10.
Kairos operates out of 10 locations throughout the Rogue Valley. Also in Grants Pass, a new Veterans Affairs outpatient clinic opened yesterday. The new facility has 3 times as much square footage as the old one, and the clinic can accept up to 1,000 more patients. It has new technology like telemedicine. That makes it easier for patients to contact their doctors working in other parts of the state.
We are very excited to finally have this opportunity to serve our veterans at this level. But we really want to thank the veteran population and their families for being patient with us while we waited through this long wait. It's been a couple years coming.
The new outpatient clinic is open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. While students in the Medford School District are still on spring break, district leaders are working on hiring a new superintendent. The district held a public meeting to show what questions will be asked of candidates for the new superintendent position. Concerned parents and community members asking which topics will be discussed during the interview process after contract negotiations. Southern Oregon University has a new center where students work on projects that help, including sustainable living. Students say they dreamed up of the center about 2 years ago, and the university approved it last year. Students now have about 100 fruit trees planted, and the first and second nursery starts with about 5,000 plants. Students say the food will be available at the center and sold on campus and also in the dining center.
I see that as our opportunity as SOU students to really make a big difference in our community in the Rogue Valley and helping people eat healthy, local, sustainably produced food.
Director of the center, Vincent Smith, says most of the money from the center comes from the university fund called SOU Green Fund, where students pay a small amount each term to help support the sustainable projects on campus. Around the world, a deadly earthquake destroyed more than 2,500 homes and businesses and rattled nerves in northern Chile. At least 6 people are dead, and Mari Hall has the latest on the details from New York.
Some residents of northern Chile have their cameras rolling the moment the 8.2 magnitude earthquake hit. A surveillance camera at a pharmacy shows shoppers racing for cover as items are knocked from shelves. Out in the streets, people ran for safety. Sirens blared, warning residents to evacuate. Hundreds of homes and businesses are destroyed. Crumbling walls crushed several people. The quake triggered a tsunami that pounded the shore with 6 to 10-foot waves that damaged boats. During the chaos, 300 inmates escaped from a women's prison. Chile is one of the most earthquake-prone countries in the world. Several smaller quakes hit the country in recent weeks, and seismologists say the threat of a larger one still looms.
Expect about another 8.8, 8.9 earthquake here sometime in the future. But the key point here is that this magnitude 8.2 is not the large earthquake that we were expecting.
Chile's president declared a state of emergency and deployed hundreds of police and soldiers to prevent looting. Covering your news, Marley Hall, News 10.
Authorities in Hawaii issued a tsunami advisory after the quake, warning residents to stay out of the ocean.
And be sure to stay tuned because we're seeing lots of sunshine out there now, but I'll let you know when the rain showers will be back right after the break.
As our Throwback Week continues, join us today as we invite you into Mom's Kitchen and then onto the dance floor. White leisure suits are optional.
Your connection. This is News 10 at noon with Libby Dowsett. And your weather with meteorologist Liz McGiffin.
Good afternoon and welcome back, everyone. We've started to add in some sunshine, and that's what's bringing us to some pretty comfortable temperatures. Right now, some low to mid 50s across the coast, 52 degrees in the Medford area, and right around that 50-degree mark is where we're stepping out to down in Northern California. Compared to yesterday, most of us haven't seen too much fluctuation with the temperature, but sunshine is bringing the Medford area about 5 degrees above where we were yesterday and about 6 degrees above where we were yesterday for Klamath Falls. The place that's seeing the biggest change, though, is sunshine in Mount Shasta City, about 10-degree difference from where we were yesterday. On the satellite and radar, we can watch as all the blue and green, so that last round of rain and snow showers keeps pushing its way off to the east, and that's allowing for this little area of high pressure to move in. High pressure showing up on the satellite and radar as that pocket of dry air, which is of course clearing out the clouds and allowing the sunshine to warm us up a bit. You might notice, though, just off to the west a little more, this counterclockwise spiral going on in the clouds. That's the next area of low pressure that's going to not only be blocking out the sunlight, but bring along with it the next best chance for some rain. Now, Futurecast, it's showing us when the moisture is going to get here and not looking too active until tomorrow afternoon. It's going to be around sunrise tomorrow morning that we start to bring back the clouds, and along with that, some cool temperatures. Since we're seeing clear sky overnight, we're going to be pretty chilly to the east of the mountains, and by lunchtime and more so toward the 1 o'clock hour, it's going to be as we watch this next wave of moisture push along some rain showers for the coast and to the east of the mountains, watching a few sprinkles coming in for you as well. By dinner time is going to be when we see a bigger chance for those widespread showers, so by 6 p.m. rain showers covering the coast, and even a few sprinkles can't be ruled out for the valleys. It's going to be up in the high elevations of the Cascades that we're going to see a few snowflakes overnight. Throughout the rest of the day on Thursday and into Friday morning is going to be where we start to see much more of the same, much like we saw last couple of days, where we're just looking at a few snowflakes in the higher elevations and then clouds to start off the day on Friday. And then Friday afternoon, as we get ready to head toward the weekend by lunchtime, you want to keep a rain jacket handy because we're watching for a few scattered showers passing through. In terms of how much we're expecting out in the gauge, staying completely dry today, and then tomorrow through Friday afternoon is going to be where we start to see about 1/4 of an inch of new moisture for the coast and right around that 1/10 of an inch mark for southern Oregon and northern California's valleys. Across the coast today, keeping the sunshine heading our way, so that's going to be bringing us up near 60 degrees for highs in Brookings. Northern California continuing to get rid of those clouds. Still can't rule out a few passing ones for us though. And Happy Camp area, this is where we're going to hit the 60-degree mark. The rest of us just holding tight to those mid-50s. Southern Oregon's valleys keeping around lots of sunshine for you as well. Temperatures are going to be right around average, so into those lower 60s, and Mount Ashland struggling by about 1 degree to hit that 60-degree mark today. To the east of the mountains, we've gotten rid of all those showers and we're working our way to becoming sunny, and that's going to be just enough to bring us up toward 50 degrees for a high. And across the mountains, we've cleared out the moisture for you as well. Still, Crater Lake area, if you are heading up there, especially tomorrow morning, we saw some more snowflakes this morning, so we have a chance for overnight for the slush to turn its way into ice. The rest of the afternoon, though, not looking too bad and working our way to the mid-50s. Coast, today's going to be the one to be outside. We're going to be staying near 60 degrees in the Brookings area before dropping down to the mid-50s as the next round of clouds and showers roll in tomorrow afternoon. In the basin, much more of the same. We've gotten rid of that last round of snow showers for us, and we're going to see mostly sunny sky today as well as tomorrow afternoon. It's going to be Friday and Saturday in particular that we watch out for some rain showers. Northern California, same story. Sunshine out there this afternoon. It's going to be the one to be outside because tomorrow afternoon we're building in the clouds and then wrapping up the week with a few more rain showers. Rogue Valley, enjoy the sunshine while it lasts because tomorrow afternoon we're going to be seeing a few more clouds out there and wrapping up the week with a few more rain showers.
Well, it sounds like the spring we know and love is on its way, but I do know we need the rain.
That's true. That's one thing we can't argue. A few peaks of sunshine are nice, but we still do need the moisture.
All right, we'll have more coming up in just a bit. Howard and Mr. Food's test in the kitchen, and he's going back in time to the 1970s.
We're halfway through our week-long salute to 50 years of food and culture. Now we go back in time to the 1970s. It was a decade of many firsts that changed the world. Something called a microprocessor was invented, which went on to be the foundation of the computer. It's hard to imagine life without that. And on TV, while Archie and Edith Bunker invited us into their living room, the Bee Gees invited us out onto the dance floor to do a new dance craze called disco. Back then, I had a white leisure suit and, believe it or not, platform shoes. What was I thinking? It was also a time in many families when both dad and mom went to work. After all, gas was 36 cents a gallon and a new car was almost $4,000. But somehow, moms always managed to get a good meal on the table every night. One dish that my mom ate all the time, as a cheap way to feed our family, was tuna noodle casserole. And I still make it her way today. It was my brother's and my favorite. Somehow, she knew just the right amount of noodles, tuna, and canned soup to add to make it super creamy. So to get mom's tuna noodle casserole recipe, which shows how she made the top so crunchy, go online now. It's one of those dishes that brings anyone who tries it back in time. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where every day we're looking for, as they said back in the 70s, a groovier way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Coming up, we're going to find out how teddy bears are bringing comfort and smiles to kids in the hospital. We'll have that coming up after the break. A family is honoring one man's 12-year battle with cancer with a generous donation. As Justin Pizarro shows you, teddy bears are bringing comfort and smiles to children in a Nebraska hospital.
It's a familiar place for the Ruley family, the halls of the Nebraska Medical Center. Except today, it's not about treatments. It's about tender thoughts and teddy bears. Bag after bag of bears are unloaded for children at the Med Center. Mike Ruley spent the last 12 years getting treatment here. His nickname, Bear.
We'd look at each other and it was like, you know, it's tough enough what we're going through, but very hard to imagine what children are going through.
Mike put up one mighty fight against cancer and other complications. He passed 1 month ago. It was a sleepless night for his wife when she got the idea.
And all of a sudden at that time, I woke up and it was like, bears, we'll donate bears for the children at UNMC.
The response overwhelming. Loved ones, acquaintances, and complete strangers started to donate stuffed bears, nearly 600 of them. So today, it really isn't about medicine and surgeries or cancer and transplants. It's about making good memories and remembering the good times that one family lived.
We know how tough it has been for our family, and any way that we can brighten someone else's day and let his memory live on is what we're after.
Today, Joe Spurgeon is back telling us, giving some more money advice. Now, Joe, the topic of today, how did stocks do in the first quarter?
I'll tell you, stocks in the first quarter were very flat. Last year, the market was up almost 30%, so we had a really nice gain in the stock market. This year, they're just about flat here for the first quarter. And when I was doing my percentages, I'm not even going to say what those percentages are. I'm just going to say that every one of the indices is within 0.25% either up or down. The Dow is down just a little bit. The NASDAQ and the S&P are both up. And when I look at those numbers, I think this is a great segue into one of my favorite things in investing, and that is dividend-paying stocks. Because the market's either going to be up, it's going to be down, or it's going to be flat. And we just had a flat market for the first quarter. So if you own a dividend-paying stock, you're getting paid to own that stock or that company. And so I think that's a good idea when you're looking at stocks to buy. If all things are equal between two different stocks, and one pays a dividend and one does not, you might look at that dividend-paying stock, so when we get in a market like this, you'll still be making money.
Joe is always available to answer your money questions. Just email him at joespurgeon@ktvl.com or call him at 541-665-2732. Still ahead on News 10 at noon, we'll take one last look at your 7-day forecast. Also check out how this man strikes up a change in his game, trying to bowl a perfect game. We'll have that and more when we return.
Your news and your weather are always free at KTVL.com.
Coming up tonight on News 10, 5, and 6, a 2-year assessment on the region's gang activity is over, the findings from police and what it means for your town. Plus, Ashland's Independent Film Festival will soon be underway, what the annual event means for local businesses. Those stories and more tonight on 5 and 6. Now, check this out. This looks like your typical strike, but look again. Andrew Cohen is the world record holder in backwards bowling, and that's a 280. Andrew has spent his spare time in the lane since he was 10 years old, bowling regularly and actually threw a 300 forwards, but wanted to strike up a change in his game. The first 300 ever recorded happened in Rockford back in 1902. Andrew's goal is to represent the city again by adding his first backwards 300 to the record books. Now, Liz, I don't know about you. I'm a terrible bowler, so the fact that he can bowl backwards and not hit himself in the head, I don't know, it looks pretty intense out there.
I think I'd have trouble bowling a 200 with the bumpers. I think that's the best way to play bowling. Just have the bumpers in there. That's a little more fun.
And I like the little metal railing when I first get started. You know, I got to warm up and just push it down, you know, just to enjoy the little kids, you know, little kid at heart. So I guess it's always fun.
I like that strategy. And well, as we get ready to head toward the weekend, you might want to start thinking of indoor activities like, hey, maybe bowling too. Today, though, is going to be the one where if you want to go outside and enjoy the sunshine, get it out of your system quickly, because tomorrow we're going to be rolling in that next round of clouds, and alongside with that, watching out for some rain showers. So hopefully you also didn't put that rain jacket away too far.
All right, we want to thank you for joining us today. We'll be back again tomorrow. An assessment on gang activity in your town coming up tonight. The Ashland Independent Film Festival is coming soon. What that means for businesses coming up tonight.